In 2014, Brazil hosted the World Cup for the first time in 64 years. They had the best squad in a generation. They were playing at home. 200 million people believed this was their destiny. Then Germany scored, and scored again, and again. 7 goals. One night. An entire nation shattered on its own soil. But here's what nobody asks. Was Brazil unlucky? Or was hosting the World Cup always going to destroy them? Hosting the World Cup is supposed to be the greatest honor in football. Your country, your fans, your moment. For decades, it worked. Uruguay won it in 1930, Italy in 1934, England in 1966, Argentina in 1978, France in 1998. 6 host nations, 6 champions. The home advantage felt real. Then something changed. The last host nation to win the World Cup was France, 28 years ago. Every single host since then has either collapsed, embarrassed themselves, or gone home early. South Africa, 2010, eliminated in the group stage. Brazil, 2014, destroyed 7-1 in their own backyard. Russia, 2018, knocked out in the quarterfinals. Qatar, 2022, eliminated in the group stage. The pattern is undeniable. And now, in 2026, the United States is next in line. So, what is actually happening here? Is this just bad luck? Or is there something about hosting a World Cup that fundamentally breaks a football team? To understand it, you have to go back to South Africa, 2010. Bafana Bafana were not a great team. Nobody seriously expected them to win the tournament, but the entire continent of Africa was behind them. The pressure to not embarrass themselves on home soil was immense. They drew their first game, won their second, then lost their third and went home. The first host nation in World Cup history to be eliminated at the group stage. Their coach was fired the moment he landed back in South Africa. But at least South Africa had an excuse. They were always a weak team. Brazil had no such excuse. Brazil in 2014 is one of the most psychologically disturbing stories in football history. This wasn't just a bad result. This was a nation that had spent 4 years building towards one single moment, and then watched it burn in real time. The pressure started the second they were announced as hosts. Every politician made promises. Every sponsor spent millions. Every Brazilian child grew up believing this was finally their year, their 6th World Cup on home soil. By the time the tournament started, the weight on that squad was unlike anything any team had ever carried. They were not playing for a trophy. They were playing for the soul of their country. And when their star player Neymar was injured in the quarterfinals, that weight became impossible to carry. In the semifinal against Germany, Brazil didn't just lose. They disintegrated, 7-1, at home, in front of their own people, players on their knees, fans weeping in the stands, a nation in silence. Here's the thing that makes the host nation curse real. It is not about talent, it is about pressure. When you host a World Cup, you cannot qualify quietly. You cannot build slowly. You cannot have a bad game and recover privately. Every match is in front of your own people. Every mistake is national news the same night. The entire infrastructure of your country has been rebuilt for this moment. Billions spent, years of preparation, and your players know all of it. They know what it cost. They know what is expected. They know that going home early is not just a sporting failure, it is a national humiliation. That psychological weight changes how players move, how they think, how they react under pressure. It turns football into something heavier than football. And football is already the heaviest game in the world. Qatar 2022 made the pattern impossible to ignore. Qatar was the richest host in World Cup history. They spent an estimated $220 billion preparing for this tournament. They built stadiums from scratch. They moved the entire tournament to winter. They did everything possible to give their team every advantage, and they were still eliminated in the group stage, losing to Ecuador in the opening game in front of their own fans. Think about that, the opening game, 90 minutes into their own World Cup. The host nation was already in trouble. The money, the stadiums, the years of planning, none of it could protect them from the pressure of that moment. And now that same pressure is heading directly for the United States. The USA in 2026 is a genuinely talented squad. Pulisic, McKennie, Reyna, Balogun. These are players at top European clubs. Their coach Mauricio Pochettino has managed at the highest level. On paper, the United States should reach the quarterfinals at minimum. But paper means nothing when 100 million Americans are watching, when the president is in the stands, when every sports network in the country has spent 2 years telling the nation this is their moment. The USA has never experienced football pressure like this. American sports fans are passionate, but this is different. This is a World Cup, on home soil, with the entire planet watching. The players know what happened to Brazil. They know what happened to Qatar. The question is whether knowing the history is enough to escape it. 6 host nations won the World Cup on home soil, all of them before 1998. In the 28 years since, 4 host nations have tried and failed in increasingly painful ways. The tournament keeps getting bigger, the pressure keeps getting heavier, and the gap between expectation and reality keeps producing the same result: collapse. The World Cup 2026 has just started. The USA is about to find out which side of history they land on. Will they break the curse or become the next chapter in it? We are about to find out.